Alright, so welcome back. We are post patch. Now, I should say when I present this patch, well, there's two different ways you can say it. Either it's called Title Update 1.12 for the PS5 edition or PS5 version. It is 1.012, I believe. That's how they put it, the version count. So, the post patch, everything I'm gonna show you the mission. Talk about river raids. I've already done the river raids. River raids. This probably end up being a little bit of a shorter video than normal, but it is what it is. Fine. So to be honest, I've done like the first. I mean, there's some stuff I can talk about, but the river raids are basically self-explanatory. I mean, what story there is. It's not. It doesn't relate to any lore that I'm aware of. It's just something for the sake of something really cool for the character, at least from what I can tell anyway. So I should point out that I've actually been doing the river raids for the last couple of days. So all information I'm telling you is basically as of the second, let me just get the actual thing for you. It is as of February 18, 2021. So if anyone's watching this in future or watching this down the track, it's just telling you this is as of information I know from this day onwards, because the title date came on the 16th, I think it was, roughly that. Anyway, different countries, different time zones, everything else. So anyway, so for this mission to appear, which is the Lost Reingeir of Ragnar Lothbrok, the prerequisite, at least the only one I'm aware of, is that you must have defeated all the Lost Reingeir that have the Viking, the Norse helmet, and the axe, the dual axe symbol, and all that sort of stuff. They're Lost Reingeir. You have to defeat all of them. After that, this mission has been unavailable, or there's interaction cutscene. I'm not really exactly what it is, to be fair. Apparently, some sort of cutscene or whatever. Apparently, the resting place or the final scene for the great Ragnar Lothbrok, so we'll get to go through that, which has finally become available. It is in the Pit of Snakes, which we're going to come to anyway. I'll also talk a little bit about the river raids and the stuff. There is an armor set on here, which I am wearing. I should point out that I've upgraded it all to mythical. Before anyone asks, oh, so wait, wouldn't it not so doesn't all, what? So am I level? I am on the max level, which is because there's 6 new ability points, means I'm on level 406. And no, even if you're at level 400 when you start, you do not get all these weapons at mythical, which is a real shame. Some of them are even starting off as I think it's not the rare. I'll probably go through for context for some of the other ones to relate to the rarity. But yeah, I'll explain all that a little bit more. I'll go through the cutscene. I'll show off the armor. It's kind of cool. Shield's interesting. Got a few links to it. Maybe obvious, maybe inobvious, maybe just for the sake of it. Anyway, I'll go through those in just due time, just so I'd let you know. So if you're staring at that shield, for any of you AC fans like me, there's probably quite a few ideas flowing through your head right now. Which wouldn't surprise me at all, to be quite honest.
This pit, it fits the description in the letter about Ragnar Lothbrok.
Okay, so have I taken out this? Oh, the bloody snakes! Let me take out those stupid things. Oi, asshole! One down there. There you are. Okay, so. Okay, nice view of this place. If I can get this thing to actually work for 2 seconds, that would be very, very helpful right now. Get this bit of view. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Do. So just so anyone's sort of pillar aware, this pit's been here like for as long as I understand it has. So it's the interaction that's not been available. Oh, okay, reconstructed. Okay. Yes, you do that. Thank you. Okay, we'll just might as well collect what we can. Wait, so do we have to... Okay. How the hell are we reconstructing this? So... How are we supposed... No, you don't... Bloody hell. Oh, let me guess. I've got to be up there, do I? Okay. Strange. There's nothing... Why let me interact with you? Okay. So, even though this mission is active, it's still broken. Is that where I'm getting?
There is the cage
that
that held him. The site abandoned, as if used once for a ritual, and never again. Here, this is the place where Ragnar Lothbrok met his end. He must have been naked and bloodied, every drop draining into the pit. This supreme bringer of all men, now King Illa's prize.
I have seen this day 1,000 times. Baldur keeps a cup of mead for me. I welcome my entry into the land of champions.
Mocked, ridiculed, humiliated. His honor did not budge. Dragged by cowards, thrown to snakes. They were more afraid than him.
I face death with a thirst on my lips. My reputation cannot be unwritten. Inscribed on the hearts of those who fought beside me.
Set upon by venomous snakes, he stood and spoke, with honor in spine, for all those who live their lives for glory alone.
Oh, how the young pigs would grunt if they knew how this old boar suffered. You will meet them, Ale. One day, they will come.
His men came too late to save him. Those who fought for him, they loved him dearly. Their oaths, unbreakable. I have sent your Drengir to meet you, great king. You will be with them once again. There, where he fell, something glints in the soil. There is something in a pit. Something left behind.
Oh, okay. It is the weapon, I believe.
Ragnar's dagger. A fine seax of Damascus steel.
You know, one thing I find most puzzling about these missions, right, is that, you know, if you're at level 400 and all that, you know, before you get the additional points and everything, so I find it really strange that, you know, these weapons are actually not, at the very least, I mean, it's flawless. I've got to remember these stupid names for them. So, oh yeah, so as far as the weapon categories go, for the armor pieces and all that, so a lot of the armor pieces, most of them, I think out of the 5 there, I believe it's either 1 or 2, or is it, no, I think it's just, I believe it's just 1 that's, yeah, I believe it's 1 that's flawless. All the rest are superior. The blade, well, the sword, great sword, is flawless. At least in my experience, I started at level 400. Bear in mind, and so I'm just assuming that's where it is. I mean, it might. Again, I'm saying this is why I found it. It may even be worse. It may be less. You might have to upgrade even further if you're less than level 400. I honestly don't know. This is just from what my experience is. The shield was... Yeah, shield was superior if I recall correctly as well, so... so where are you? Where the dagger? Oh, for God's sake, where the hell is it? Is this it? Oh. Deploys sniper and killer and outnumbered. Okay. Decent stats. I really wish though those things were actually... That these, like, if you're actually level 400, you know, that these weapons are actually be mythical, you know? Like, I honestly wish that would be the case. I mean, it looks good and all that, don't get me wrong, but even so, I mean, it kind of, it's one of those things that, you know, you think, I mean, for the weapon type, because it's like that, from, you know, that legendary warrior and everything, you'd think it'd be mythical, but no. God, I'd hate to think that if you're only like level 150 in this game, that it would be something like superior or not even that. Like, that'd be awful, you know? I mean, okay, it doesn't have to be upgraded very much, but at least be mythical status, or at least have the mythical enhancement. I could just have one upgrade level and have mythical enhancement. A lot of other weapons and shields and arm pieces have been like that in this game, but okay, let me just switch over the weaponry, and I'll show you what we are working with. Where the hell did I... Oh, for God's sake, where is it? Okay. St. George's Holy Sword. So this entire group is the St. George... the St. George Armor Pack, I think it was called, or St. George Equipment Pack, or whatever it's called. So... this, essentially the river raids are, you know, there's this person called, now I'm actually probably going to pronounce this wrong because I didn't listen to the audio of it, I just saw the subtitles because it's river raids and like, I've done raiding before, so, and to be honest with you lot, it's not something that, you know, I'm sure there are plenty of people who will stream it, it's not as exciting as it sounds, honestly, it isn't. It's just the same as raiding. The only real difference is that, and I'll show you this as well, but yeah. There's only a few differences and they're all back in Ravensthorpe. They're not actually on the raids. Apart from the fact, I think it's... Is it Nag? No, not Nag. I'm thinking of Dag. It's either Khan or Kagan or... So, anyway, I believe his name is pronounced K-A-G-N. I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce it, to be perfectly honest with you, so I'll give you... Just got a bit of a flatter surface, I'm going to show you. So, this shield... Now, strangely to me, this shield here, the symbol on it, depending on what era you're putting this game through, or depending on what era the shield's in, that could very easily be the symbol for the Templars. Not even kidding. I'm not 100% sure if the Knights Templars were actually up and running yet, to be fair. I really don't know, honestly. They might, but my timeline of history is slightly skewed on that, if I'm honest. But this is, if my memory serves me correctly, or at least my knowledge of history serves me correctly, this is like that symbol for the Knights Crusades, for the Knights Templars. So with the whole, I believe it was either the black, like the black shield or the black colored shield in this symbol. I mean, it had a much simpler outlining. This is because it's mythical size, but it had either the black color with the red cross on it, or was white. I think the Knights Hospitallers were blue and red or something like that. Or blue and white, I think, even, or white and blue. I'm not 100% sure which way around that was. That's my memory there. But yeah, this is for Knights Templars, strikes me immediately, which makes me think of Templars, but I doubt. I honestly think that to be honest, I don't know St. George. See, I don't recognize the name. Any Templar lore, so unless it's just a really cool reference to, you know, one of the legendary Knights of the Round Table, being Saint George, being one of the great Templar Knights. If that is the case, then that's a really cool reference. I don't know. I honestly don't. If someone does know and they know that's this is Saint George, is that an obvious connection, or what it's an obvious connection to? Please feel free to let me know in the comments. That's not what I meant to do. God damn it. So it looks like a cool shield. It does look like a cool shield. The helmet I'm not the biggest fan of, I'll be honest. I mean, look, yeah, we've had better helmets in this game, but I mean, you know, just for the armor set, it looks kind of cool. This honestly, this entire outfit, you know, really honestly, this screams Templar to me. You know? I mean, okay, it's a really overboard fancy version of it, but, you know, it would be a perfect thing for a Master Templar, just saying. But, considering the Templar Order, or Knights Templars, were very wealthy, very influential, very powerful individuals, the Order of the Templars, or Templar Order, however you want to word it, were very influential, very wealthy, very powerful back then. So stuff like this, I can easily imagine that show of wealth, that embrace of wealth in their armor and all this, with the gold, silver plating, all that sort of stuff. I can totally see that being the case, you know, with the Holy Cross and everything like that. You know, it does look pretty good. So, I mean, if I'm honest, you know, the helmet, if the helmet were a bit different, this actually be a pretty cool armor set for the way it looks. You know, it's such a shame that the character customization is not in play. Should be in play a lot sooner, because you could do some really cool, you know, options for that, to be fair. So let me. Oh, god damn it! Nope, that's. Oh, actually, I suppose that can work as well. These all these things upgrade to mythical. So the sword actually looks pretty cool. I'll be honest. There's the Doppelganger, the Excalibur, and this one which I've got upgraded to mythical. So, which even if I can get this stupid, I'm trying to get a nice little zoom in for you. So that's even got the cross in there, nice red gem, bit of a bat impression I get from the. I honestly don't ask me the technical terms for each of the pieces of the sword. I don't know them, I'm just saying, but that looks pretty cool. I like the serrated edging, you know. It's got a nice bit of wear to it, but still looks quite fancy and all that. So, red handle, very fancy, you know. Certainly shows the status of it all as well, absolutely. Now, as far as stats go, there was no bow, by the way, with the set. I'm just keeping this one for the sake of it. This is all maxed out. I haven't maxed out any of these because I'm probably not going to use it, to be honest. I've got another 2 sets which I'd probably use on top of this. So I don't use the impaling ability very rarely. So for me, unless I'm going to use the ability, there's not much point in wearing the set. I probably would use this with a different helmet for character customization system. If I'm honest, even though my personal confliction with the Templars and everything has been Assassin's fan, but that's a whole different argument. So we've also got this. This is on the Tower Shield, if my memory serves me correctly. A Royal Guard shield. So yeah, same. Which, if I'm honest, okay, yeah, they could have done a new ability. Though, to be fair, it's not the worst. It's not the best, but it ain't the worst. And considering this, the heavy shields are much better just for stationary blocking, unlike the light shields being much more maneuverable. The heavy shields you block and it still increases heavy damage when you start swinging, so it's actually more accustomed, the actual ability is more accustomed to, you know, just being like a brute staying there, just just suffering the blows that come your way with all the weapon attacks and everything like that, and then dish them out 10, 2 or 3 or 4 fold with your counterattacks, which I think is kind of the point with heavy shields sometimes, especially in this game, depending on how you use them. So I think that's not the worst way of putting it. I said I don't really use the impaling, but you know, the stats for it, I don't know the plus or anything, what the plus percentages or anything at all. But increase the speed is good, increase the type of impaling, it's good enough, you know. Said the shield could be bit better, but you know, it is what it is. So now, as far as the river raids go, you got you got 3 separate regions. Well, when I say 3, so you got 3 maps, 3 smaller maps, which is a bunch of raids you can go on. The third and final map, at least as far as at least of the raids we have at this point, is what they use, and the river raid. So the last one to third, at least as of the update, and because there's been no additional missions yet. They might add some more to the river raids in future, I don't know. But as it stands, I've completed what the missions required. So as of this stage, it seems that's it. So it doesn't take a hugely long time. Depends how often you play the game to how long it'll take to complete it. So it can be a little bit arduous at times, but you know, the fighting and all this sort of stuff, it's okay. It's not the best. Like I said, as I was gonna say, so the third map is where you'll find and if you follow the river basically on the map, you'll get to like a big fortress at the end. Eventually, there's a boss fight which is comparatively easy, but it's the only way you can get it. It's also a raiding location as well, so you can do both at the same time. So that's pretty cool. You can do ranking systems, which have finally been put in place here. So you start with level 1, progress upwards with, I'm not sure how it works out with experience or where it's amount of places or with how many places you raid that equals to experience. I don't know how that system works, to be honest. That's just some guess from me, to be fair, on the possible system. But you get, I believe it's 12 or 15 people that you can raid with, Jomsvikings. You can either recruit friends or community Jomsvikings, or you can get your own. Excuse me. So the raid and stuff, and I'll show you some stuff. There's a bunch of places in there. The first one will be a mission that takes you there. So the sword is defeating the champion. It's a mission itself. The other mission is securing the 5 pieces of equipment, being the shield, being one of them. Yeah, you've got 2 or 3 books of knowledge. You get 2 map clues, one on each of the first 2 regions that you go through. Skills, so the skills that came through. Ready fight, always start the adrenaline slot filled. Assassin slide, hold on spring the slide to enemies and knock them off balance. Okay. Those are not great, but I suppose just for the sake of skills. Assassin carry, hold automatically carry. I don't think that's a great skill to have, but it is what it is. It's like, why give you, like, why force it on you? Maybe you don't want to for stealthy reasons, but whatever. This is kind of a cool one. Power Strike, press the L3 on PS5, trigger speed boost. So I should warn you, if you trigger that, it's pretty much instantaneous and it wipes your stamina bar out on the ship. So be careful of that. The bracing ability, if you've played, you'll probably remember this from the occasional mission in Origin, especially in Odyssey. You have the L1 for the brace ability, same concept. Just you can't use this often, or at least in every situation you might hope, but it is what it is. It's good enough. The arrow looter, just get basically a better chance. So, you know, you got arrow reinforcement. This is just helping you get more arrows. It's like, anyway, that's it. Just is what it is. And the ability system, so here's the Berserker Trap. So essentially, it works the same way as the Incendiary, which is you know, like the explosive one, it's basically a berserker one. So you hit an enemy with the arrow, it will send to berserker mode. I believe this was in either Origins and or Odyssey. I'm not 100% sure, and it was one of the two games, if not both. So shoulder bash, full shoulder bash, which, hey, I'm not the greatest fan of those sort of things, but if that's what you enjoy, fantastic. To be fair, I actually don't recall. Look, I'd just say just go and enjoy it. You know, there's no point me trying to tell you. I honestly don't remember where the specific locations are. There'll be like a little symbol, like a wealth symbol come up. That's where the wealth is. There's like one on each map. So, or was it two on one map? Oh, sorry, maybe it's one. No, hang on. It might be one on each of the three. Maybe that's what it was. That's where my memory goes. Battle cry, fit of rage, evil letter, a blood-curdling scream. Gaining strength and causing enemies around to stumble backwards in fear, interrupting their attacks. So, yeah. Basically, imagine a battle cry. I haven't used it yet. Don't really plan to. Not really my style of combat. But hey, if it's yours, fantastic. So, I'm not aware if there ever is going to be an update that gives through more raids. That allows you to purchase the upgrades. I believe it's just these for now, which it is what it is. Now, I don't suppose we have... Are you... Ragnar Lothbrok? Okay, so it's not... Okay, never... Okay, so it's not that one I thought it might be. Never mind. So I'll go off and show you the... So when you get introduced to this one, it's Sunava? No, butchered that, I'm sure. Basically introduces you to the new character. You go on the first round his ship, use your ships later. By the way, as of when I record this, there was a 5-day period in the Ubisoft Connect, which for many people probably won't be available. They might have Ubisoft might have recycled it through, where we got to get through the Connect limited time missions, time limited missions there, where you could get the Jackjaw pieces. So I've kind of fit out a couple of things on it. You can get the shield you can purchase from Red's store at this time of recording. It might have cycled around again. It's 10 opal, I think. The other stuff is 4, which I got from Ubisoft Connect, which was a challenge, which was a community challenge going on around, just for completing certain stuff on the river raid. So fairly simple. The first place you build, because this place is kind of there from the start, except that you build, on the first one you go, on the first river raid you go, I think United gets, it's either 100 or 200 exotic materials, is it? Foreign supplies, there you go. So they're in the same chest they go through when you do a looting party onto raids in the main game. They'll be in the same type of chest, only slightly different design, but same concept. With one exemption, which I'll explain in a moment. So you get customize your own Jonsviking as always, which you can do through him. These are Jonsviking. This is a Jonsviking hall, which I'm at level 2. You can get people upwards to level 1 through 3. Currently on level 2 to the upgrades, which obviously increases the amount as you want to upgrade stuff. A couple of things. So this is this gentleman over here, which is the person you do the river raids with and get introduced to. And by the way, I should actually point out that, like, I can't remember which game it is, which a couple of the AC games are, or maybe it's Black Flag, or possibly even might have been, oh god, Rogue? I don't know why that took my brain so long to figure that out. But, they kind of, he gives you, talking about his adventures, no, so it's kind of cool, if you want to go around sailing, and as long as you're not being attacked, then he'll start talking about stuff, which is actually kind of cool at times.
Up for some raiding?
Oh, Van, or Vagen, or Van. I knew it was a G, and no, I couldn't quite. I thought it was a K. There you go, it's fine. I don't know how you pronounce it, to be perfectly fair. I honestly don't. So I'll let that be a surprise. So you can customize your ship. So the cargo thing, my advice is when you go through and upgrade and get your foreign materials, the first thing you want to do when upgrading stuff is upgrade your cargo. You get maximum, once you've fully upgraded your cargo, it'll be upwards of 400. It'll start at 200. The first, which basically starts at this one here, first tier is already completed for you. Second tier is 450, I believe. The other one is 750. This one's either 400 or 450. This last one is 750. And that gives you, so it's basically stuff for 200 cargo hold capacity, then 300 max 400. Basically customize your ship and all that. When you go to initiate your raid, you choose the map. You start with 2, find the clues. The clues are just basically map clues. Go through other places. You never really know what type, when you go to military forts or villages, what type of equipment you're going to get there. It's a lottery. Mostly it's supplies. There's never, it's sort of, I think it's random. I don't 100% know. So I've just gone with this sign because it kind of looks cool. This is the Jackdaw. Wow. Jackdaw. It's been a long time since I've played Black Flag. You can tell, can't you? Can't even say the damn name. Jackdaw tail. Oh, wow. So these things you can buy. I may not go with the trouble. I mean, they look cool, but I'm not as fussed personally going to buy stuff. It does cost foreign supplies. So you've got that. I'll let him talk and give that brief explanation for you.
Hi, old friend.
Hey, Evo. Do not forget, anytime you want to set out to raid distant rivers, or do work on your longship, I am your man.
Cool. So they just listen to his voice. So you go through a cutscene here, you have to build the hall after you do the first mission, which is this one here, which I think costs, I believe it's 200, which you start with. I think it's you raid 4 places. So, I should point out that you can actually raid more than 4, but in that sense. But to be honest, once you've got 200 supplies or 150 or whatever the capacity is at 200 at the beginning, don't go raiding. Don't keep raiding. Just come back, because otherwise you're just wasting time on it. To be honest, there's 2 different types of raids. There is village raids, and there is military camp raids or fort raids, basically military raids. Camp raids, the village raids, sorry, are for rations. So, and I honestly don't know if you can get clues at those sort of places. Just look around, find stuff. There's sometimes is, there sometimes isn't military soldiers actually protecting the villages. So it's a bit of a lottery on that one. So yeah, just go and collect stuff. And every time you start a raid, you start off with no rations. You have to build up your rations either by raiding or by collecting flower things around here. I forgot the stupid the berries and all that sort of thing around here. The 2 different types, the cloud berries and whatever the other one's called. The raspberries and all that in this game. They're the only 2 ways you can actually get rations. You don't, even if you have 6 in here, once you start a raid, you have 0. So be very careful with that, and your raiders can die. I believe they recoup after like 2 raids or 1 raid. I think depends on the length of them. I'm not 100% sure. So you go through that. Once they die, you cannot use them for the rest of the raid for obvious reasons. So, and you will need at least 1 other person to access the chests, to access the special chests while raiding. So kind of do most of the attacking yourself if you can possibly help it. You'll have plenty of stuff to loot afterwards. Don't worry about it. So, and so it's the military chests either have a chance to, I'm not sure if it's random or not, have a chance to give you a piece of equipment. Otherwise, they'll give you supplies. There'll be the wealth locations to show the Book of Knowledge. You'll probably have to go searching around a little bit for different places, but essentially it works in the same system as the raids go in the main game. It's just river raids. You have 3 maps. So you have to get, on the first 2 maps you have to get each of the clues to unlock the third, and Vaughn will give you the, I'm just saying that for the sake of pronunciation, we'll talk about it once you go through. So there's 2 missions. First one is for the books of knowledge and the equipment. The other one is for the sword, which means defeat the champion. The third map, the just trying to think. Oh yes, there is difficulty in the sense that so you start at low defenses, you got moderate, then you got heavy defenses. So generally what that means is either more soldiers in each of the camps, or you'll find as you go through the raids that there's actually people, like as you go across the river in the channel, there's sort of just like tower ruins of towers or stuff like that, or there's bandit camps along the way with the blockade chains and all that sort of stuff. Now, if you go to moderate level, you'll have increased resistance, whether it be through more soldiers and archers being on these blockade towers or whatever, or whether you actually have blockade chains covering the way in multiple sections of the river. The higher the resistance count, the more resistance you'll meet along the way. Kind of self-explanatory, but I thought to give the lowdown on that. So yeah, wow, that was I thought explaining it would take a lot longer than I thought, but anyway. So yeah, I just want to share the Ragnar Lothbrok only activated after the recent update. So that was 1.12, I believe it's version on PS5 version, which is 1.012. So that only came after all this river raids plus the Ragnar Lothbrok mission. So, and the river raids, they're fun for what it is, but I mean, it's just gonna be part of the game at the end of the day. So, you know, it's just special for what it is. It's nothing. I mean, the gear is cool, but if you don't care about it, I wouldn't rush into it. You know, honestly, unless the Ubisoft recycles the whole thing with the jackdaw gifts and all that, rewards, then rush through it if you like, up to you. So it does take the better part of a day to go and do all 3 maps, I should point out. So I just split up into 2 days, just to give myself just plenty of time just to, you know, go through at my own pace and all that. So it's quite repetitive at times, but each to their own, you know. So yeah, anyway, and here just wanted to show those 2 off, explain to what they're all about. I do apologize if some people may count this as a bit of a spoiler, but to be fair, when this video does come out, I think the whole knowledge of what the river raids is always going to be probably 1,000 explanation videos on already. So honestly, I doubt it's going to be spoiler territory. And if anything, if people are still unclear, I probably explained it more so, or maybe just giving the explanation a different way. That's usually the way I'm known for these sorts of things. Anyway, thanks all for watching. Just want to let you know those things. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Take care.